our target. So
Sorry, Eliana. Yeah, we were mute here because the sound was from there, so they didn't hear the beginning. So if you can repeat just the beginning.
So we will finish all the vision of the SOSTEC method or flow chart. And in the morning, we speak a lot about target, customer, and the situation analysis help us to trying to find out who is your customer, who is your target audience. Before of entering in that, I think the slides are not moving on. Maybe Maura, maybe. Okay. We have to focus on three main words. Can we like move the bar in the, yes, and also the top bar on the, thank you very much. So three simple words: customer, anyone who purchase your good or services; client, anyone who has hired you for a service, so probably you sell a service or something similar; and target, which is the ideal group of people you want to attract. We will focus on the last word because we have to consider how can we do a customer targeting or a customer a target segmentation. Okay. Okay. How to get from a stranger to a super fan? We have to remember that your customer is not just a buyer, but a hero of your story. It has to be the main character of the story that you try to, the communication of the story that you have tried to develop or to communicate. So I would gently ask your help to complete this meme. I think the slides are not working. Okay. Okay. First is not what you want, is what
They want.
Okay, it was very easy. Okay, what they want. We have to always focus not the attention of us, but the attention must to be on of our target. And we can do in many different ways. I suggest you to think in each kind of these five. So, demographic, geographic, behavioral, value-based, need-based, technographic, psychographic, and life cycle stage. These are all the ways that we can do or consider a customer segmentation. I take off 10 seconds to the others. Okay. Oops. Okay. Picture time. Okay. So let's go into each one of these type of segmentation. First one, demographic. When you consider, for example, gender diversification or the age of your target or their income or their status of education or a marital status or in which phase of their life are. So demographic is like I bring for each kind of customer segmentation a quick example, but we can make also more. A skincare company might promote acne treatments to teenagers on TikTok or Instagram while marketing anti-aging products to women over 50 through email, newsletters, and beauty magazines. There is, it can be an example, but also, for example, I don't know if you have noticed when you see some video in YouTube that there is always an advertising before of the start of the video. Okay. Not to pay, of course. True. But if you are poor like me, you have some ads. Usually, I noticed that because I am a woman, I am 30, about 30 years old, I see something like, oh, it's beautiful being a mom, or make sure that you, okay, this is the kind of have children, have child. Yeah, this is the kind of ads that I saw. My fiance and my boyfriend invest in eToro, which is a company, or buy a new car, and the differentiation is maybe done by a demographic factor. So we can try to consider which kind of person we are talking to, and how are they possibly interested. But is not always the right way to communicate to them. We have to remember that, like I'm seeing in my ads in YouTube, and I don't know, no, I don't want to like be a mom in the next year. Okay, so it can be wrong sometimes. Geographic. So we focus on position, on languages, and on transportation in general. For example, a food delivery app might promote pizza and street food option with late night delivery in busy urban areas like Milan or Rome, while highlighting traditional local dishes and early delivery hours in smaller towns or rural regions like Umbria, Trentino, which are a sort of very, very local regions. We can decide to make sure that our, for example, our social advertising is seen from a specific region. For Meta, for example, you can like pin the city or pin a kilometer area in which demonstrate your ads. Also, this kind of segmentation could be wrong. For example, for work, I travel a lot, and I live near Venice, but my agency is in Bologna. So I move from Venice to Bologna a lot of time during the week. But for one client, I do I take lessons in Rome. At the beginning of the year, my telephone, in my Instagram app, I saw a lot of ads in Bologna because they thought, "Oh, okay, you are in Bologna, so you are there." Today, I saw just video from Japan because I went from them. And when I started go from Venice to Rome, all the ads were set in Rome. So I don't have time to go to do shopping in Bologna or in Rome, but I receive the ads to do it. We have to remember that, of course, we can try to reach the people in a certain area. Sometimes it goes well. Sometimes it can be like we can take people that are not just in the place. Behavioral. So we try to consider patterns of behavior, or the usage of your product or your service. For example, the classic buy two and get one free, because I noticed that there is a one of my clients that buy always per month one thing. I can try to give a benefit and say to him or her, okay, in this time, if you spend 10 euros or if you buy one kind of product, then I will get you one more, or I give you a consultant, another type of thing. This help customers who frequently browse, for example, or really purchase, because they might receive limited discounts, codes to encourage conversion, or it can be, for example, a dedicated call to offer or to present a new service. I noticed that you are doing this kind of research. Let's talk about this also these services. And you can add to his charter plenty many services. Value-based. I think it is the most difficult to understand because it is based on the value promoted by the single person in your business. Usually, we calculate it into variables, which is time and number of customers. And usually, the graphic is less or more like that, with a very few with customers that will try at the beginning your product, then continue to purchase other services, and in the end, they are very loyal to you and continue not to buy, but just add some purchases of your service or product. So customer lifetime value is a sum of all the purchases that someone may.
60% comes from those 20.
Yes, yes, it is like it is increased in the time, and then only the loyal one will last up till the end of. For example, high-value customers who make repeat or high-ticket purchases might receive personalized thank you, gift, or VIP customer service, while lower-value one-time purchase buyer are targeted with automatic win-back emails or at entry-level promotion. Okay, I don't know. I can't treat all at equal because I have to know in my business who is give me more money or more like value, and then I can customize a way to enter in contact with this kind of person. For example, you saw that someone buy you an e-commerce some products. You send automatically an email thanking you for the purchase or thanking for the service that he booked, and add something more. For example, when you
Book a accommodation, then they give you a car.
Yes, this is it can be. It don't cost time to you because it can like generate yes automatically, and then send it to the person who the user or the
Discounted.
For the one online, this explanation was related to the win-back emails. What are win-back emails? And it was like what Booking, for example, does when you book an accommodation and you receive 1, 2, 3 emails, even about something else related.
Yes. And for example, Amazon, you buy these things, then you notice, yes, and constantly send you, oh, I saw that you bought this. You can be.
The trainings or webinars you listen, so annoying. You just want to learn about the new thing or product, and then they keep bombarding you with spams for a year.
So why do they keep doing this? It's really annoying.
They sell the courses and they're just doing webinar to sell
I
something.
have 100 notifications. I only.
According to law, every email or message that you received have to present in the end or in the bottom. Yes. It is like by law that it is.
I have to spread on a regular basis, but I still continue to see.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see that. But even if I take this webinar from some coach or whatever psychologist, half of the webinar is good information, the other half is about the course and selling it. And then in the end, you just so discouraged even buying it because you know they're selling courses. For sure, that is freedom.
I mean, that's the whole point of the previous.
Yeah.
They give you but they don't want to get more. That is the way of selling. That is the way of attracting the sellers.
It is an aggressive. It could be set in aggressive mode.
My books. And I love it. At the time, I thought he's annoying. But this was his also marketing. And what hooked me, no, it's, I don't know. But what hooked me is when he started picking people from audience and the tracking was under my support, right? So it was about coaching and psychology. So in 5 minutes he was cracking the code, let's say. And I was doing some stuff in the meet and like cleaning or like just, having that in the background. So that was the moment I built to it and said, I want to do that. So it was 3 days webinar. 2 days I missed, that was the last day, and that was like the last few minutes. And then when I saw the person, I was on the game. All of the webinars, they said something.
From online, if you have any consideration, just feel free to share. Okay.
Considering that it's
So the value in this type of consideration is not what you get to the customer, but is what the customer continues to choose you. So the value is like a customer who always choose you to buy some kind of product or always ask you is like a fidelization. Indeed, in this type of segmentation, we consider also fidelity card, for example. I give you a special treatment. Yes, it can be. Also, I give you an offer. If you book with me 10 appointments, I will give to you another more because I understood that you have a particular intention or particular interest in this kind of thing.
reminds me of the supermarket supermarkets that after seeing you many times, it gives you the loyalty card. Just to attract you more.
Yeah, it can be. It is a good example. Yeah. Okay. From online, it's everything okay? Just okay. Perfect. So, need-based. For example, okay, it can be a need with a product or a service. Oops. Okay, gotcha. Big an option in a menu, for example, because I need something that I can eat if I am a vegan, and I want to find this option in the menu or the offer of this restaurant. But it also can be a service, like I know that when I go to a hotel, I want to bring also my dog or my cat with me, and I search for hotels that have got this kind of service or more. I have a son and I want that when I go to a restaurant, there is a playing area or there is something that can be nice to entertain them. So this kind of segmentation is based on needs of my customers. So I try to understand what they are looking for, and I give this kind of things like benefits or like a part of my service. Technographic, it considers how the target use technology like telephone, like iPad or a computer. And it can be also tricky because the example that I talk to you is for app development. If your business plan to develop a mobile app but has the resources to launch only one platform, what will you do? Usually you research how the people get information or how the people visit you, and then decide, for example, to develop just an iOS or Android app feature. Okay, I noticed that the 80% of my customers use iPhones. So I will do first the iOS application, and then I will release the Android app, for example.
And also a digital course.
It can be usually if you try to set up your digital course, you give to them in a platform like Google Meet or Zoom.
Well, there are specific ones that I don't know whether they're get your course or something like this. And which is the platform for the courses. There is also Udemy
Yes.
and
You can, with the platform, you can get like the a regular interfaces. So maybe in this kind of target segmentation, you just try to look at your target if they use more Learn, Udemy, and then you can decide where to go.
or chatbots. Is it also for that section?
It can be, yes. Okay. Another kind of this type of segmentation, if, for example, I don't know if you have noticed it, but if you book a flight from iPhone or if you book a flight for Google phone, the price is very different. It is very different. Of course it is. Of course it is. Because you are, in general, you can spend more to afford the telephone, so they propose to you a higher price. Also, it works also with the computer, so MacBook and Windows have different prices. Okay, psychographic segmentation.
This was a shocking news. Online, how do you react? Did you know this about the iPhone or other phone? No. Flavia say no. Julie, Karin, did you know that? Very she noted. Karin, she noted, yes.
I booked a flight for Brazil last year, and in my net, it was 200 euros more than in the other laptop. So I have decided to book with the other.
No way.
At the same
No
moment,
way.
200 euros.
No. No way.
And also it changes by the day that you look.
Yeah.
Like usually in the half of the week, there are lower prices.
Yeah. That's me. It's higher.
Usually at night, they are lower, but it's not a, okay. Yeah. Okay. So clear.
What is psychographics?
Psychographic, we will, alright. When you consider the way they express concept or their interests or their like the influences that your target has. For example, a travel agency might promote luxury, all-inclusive resort to customers who value comfort and exclusivity, while okay, thank you, Julia. While offering an adventure package backpacking trips to thrill seekers who prioritize experience and exploration over amenities. So it depends on what you are looking for. I customize your service or a product, or I will propose to you something that like make sure that your interests combine on what I'm offering to you. We use yes, no, I was looking because I wrote down some examples to add. Of course, for example, it can also be tricky if you use online algorithms. I was trying to make a present for a friend of mine who is a biker, and I was looking for the characteristic of a perfect bike. Okay, they took this type of information, and for 2 weeks, the only thing that I saw in my phone was bike. It's okay, but it was not for me. But of course, I was in that moment. I was like the perfect target to sell a bike or to. So also this kind of aspect make sure let us think to what is my prospect, my client, my lead trying to get what could be their searches.
Sorry, can I turn this, is it mean that when the biker shop advertises their product on Meta, are they selecting that advert category which says smart advertising, like the extra feature, or?
Smart
it-
advertising is, yes, it optimizes the way that
So it's good
people
to have?
I think that you have always to think about who you want to reach, because smart advertise, sometimes I notice it, that can combine your ads, but if you make a square picture and you select smart advertise, for example, they can show your picture to us in a story, and all the writing down that you have included in your graphic, for example, are not showing up, because it is intelligent, but is not able to understand what it is inside of your ad. So I would suggest to you, if you want to use a similar thing, to not just smart advertising, but to choose manually who you want to reach.
I have it, but on the top of your selection,
Yes.
they offer you this little take advanced, something where
Advanced is using AI
the algorithm.
to show your ads, not just in the way you set it up, your ads, but they combine. Okay.
That's good.
That's good, but it can be like, it can
Be cut.
yes, you can cut your writing on the visualizations. You can mix. It depends on what your
But
what.
it's not gonna break my link, so people still manage to go. to the
Yeah,
app.
but
But it
they-
can be detrimental because it cannot read. So maybe it's the best way to show that picture from like vertical or horizontal, but not the content inside. So
Yeah, it's not like always in that case, but we have seen many many examples. Yes, yes. So at this phase, I think that maybe
it will become
yes,
smarter.
in September they are like working on it.
What about A/B testing? That's on Facebook.
I really enjoy this kind of ads because it helps you to decide which works better. And if you are as like the SWOT analysis that we say before, I am with my thoughts and I compile all the things, but I'm just like trying to do it by myself. A/B test is the opposite. So you can like invest few euros and try to understand what works better for the platform. It takes a different image or a different copy and combine them, and the algorithm shows to you which kind of ad works better. For example, which one is more, it collects more comments or it collects more shares.
IB test is around.
IB test is a possibility when, for example, you do in Meta, Facebook and Instagram, you settle your campaign. You can, there is a button and you can try it inside of Meta Business Suite. Yes, yes. He asked you to decide which kind of copy, which kind of image to combine, and it works very good. I suggest to invest like yes, short amount, and then to confirm which ad works better. Okay. I think the slides. Okay. Life cycle stage. This is based on the entire path of your customer, because of course there is a beginning of knowledge that probably your prospect will inform, will collect more information, then will decide to do the purchase, and then maybe if you work very good, he stay at your brand or he became loyal to you. So the live stage customer segmentation consider this kind of aspect. For example, a pet supply company might target new visitor with blog posts about choosing the right food or for their pet, while sending existing customer reminders to restock their preferred products or and offering subscription discount for regular deliveries. We cannot, we saw a similar example before, we cannot treat in the same modality all the customer that we have. We have to consider where they are in their path of in the customer journey. I try to collect all the phases in this diagram. So there is 5 main phases: awareness, consideration, purchase, retention, and advocacy. And you have also to remind in each one of these phases probably the behavioral of your customer may be changed in a very, very consistent way. Because if they are trying to, for example, collect some information, probably they Google it on your, which is the best name of the service, and this is the awareness. If they find you, probably they will enter in your site, for example, they will read about it, the services, who you are, what kind of services or product you are delivering, and they enter in a consideration phase. Then something this convinces them, and they decide to make a purchase or try to book a session with you, or yes, a consultancy, for example, session. If they are happy of what you delivered, probably they will return another time. So there is the retention, and at the end of this journey, if they are very happy of what you are doing for them, probably they will start to speak and to make like good reviews of what you're doing, and they become very loyal to you and bring to you other people. So we ended the S. We start with the objectives. In our journey, objectives. Okay. Oh, thank you. Objectives set where you want to go. We have already spoken about SMART goals, so I will do a very, very quick Maura, I think that
Karin want to say something.
okay.
Karin, raise her hand.
Yes, sorry, I have a question, and I thought maybe it's the time now before you move to the next topic, because the question is related to what you just showed, the customer journey. Sorry, I'm a bit sick. My voice is going away. So I was thinking, if I understood correctly, that was basically a way to reach our target client and sell product or services. But I was wondering, is this more B2C, so directly to customers, and is this similar also for B2B, so business to business, or at least what are the main differences, if you have time to to mention this quickly?
Of course, it's more related to B2C communication or marketing setup strategy. I think that to B2C, probably it is similar, but it works better on relation. So it starts like cold calls. There are
Okay.
that can help to be more effective. So yes, usually the customer journey is for the customer, and the customer is B2C.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Of the life cycle stage. So are you talking about the products or services that kind of get you from the beginning till the maximum?
No, it is always in the point of view of your customer. So it is the life stage of your customer. It is the first time that he encounters you and he wants to.
You mean where he is?
Yes.
At which stage in his
Of-
life he
Of
is?
course, yes.
Like first, for example. Yeah. And then where your service would lead him to.
Yes, but not personal state, where he is, like crisis or it is where he is in your story of in your customer. For example, I will.
Yeah.
For her, it's nice because she's therapist, so.
Oh yeah, of course. But like you have to ask yourself if he's in a phase of awareness because he doesn't feel she doesn't know you, or maybe they know you and they decide to purchase a service, an appointment, or they are very loyal to you, so they set up a lot of appointments, and so the way that you work with them is very different if they are here or there.
Okay, so I need to address each of those time points.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, but it works like.
thank you. I understood it.
Or it is a decision that you have to make or be aware, like you have to be aware that you're a customer that they just got to know you, and maybe customer that have been with you now for more than 50 sessions and you're about kind of to lose them. So what you can and how you can communicate with these two different segments, for example.
Awareness, by knowing design your service, so how can, which kind of elements can work better, or we very well, how to make things go, furthermore well.
Thank you.
Okay, objectives. We talk about specific, measurable, achievable, relevant. We have to add vision and mission in this moment. So vision describe a long-term desire. On the other side, the mission is like your core purpose, is the why of the golden cycle that we have seen. Vision is more related on the future, the impact that you want to give to someone else, and mission is based on what you can do now, day by day. When you are in this phase, you set up also the KPI, key performance indicator. You have to think about quantitative and qualitative goals and try to write down, for example, quantitative goals. I want to increase the sales. I want to increase the traffic to my website. I want to conversion rate is from all the people that arrives to your site, how many do the purchase, how many book an appointment, how many ask you something about this kind of services. Qualitative goals, they are more difficult to measure because they depends on what people thinks about you, but can be brand perception or customer satisfaction. Usually to verify if they are settled good, but also the results are good, we use surveys to send to our customer and asking them, okay, how is going? Do you like this kind of, what can we do to improve our services? And also engagement. For example, so if there are a lot of comments of sharings, or the target is not very motivated to interact on what you send to them. Of course, we have to set the metrics that we want to achieve, and then try to implement a control system that we will see at the end of this cycle. Strategy and tactics help you define how you will get there. So you can choose like the image. Yeah, like the image teach you as if we want to go by car, by boat, by motorcycle, by truck. It helps you to arrive at one point, because we can have a lot of good intention, but we have to decide to choose also how to make it. So STP is a method to collect the dots. It comes from segmentation that we have seen, then go to targeting, and then we can collect from situation analysis, and then to positioning. In the segmentation, we decide how is the market divided. We discovered how is the market divided. So all the things that we have done in the competitive analysis help us to make sure that we are giving the best type of services or the best type of product matches with the target needs. Targeting help us to understand who are we focusing on, and then positioning, once we finish the first two parts, help to how to do we want to be perceived. In the strategy, we don't have to do something different of what we have done, but we make sure that everything it's okay. We have to verify if we have missed something. So we check every document, every framework that we have write down, and we ask, okay, it's all there.